Hey, welcome to yourlocalnote.com. My name is Mike Stringer, joined by RJ McKay. You are at the website that is dedicated to music in and around the Philadelphia area. This is the place to go to discover and keep up to date with great local musicians. And there's many ways you can do that. We are streaming 24/7. Our station can be found on our front page and also our free iPhone and Android app. To get that, all you have to do is go to their stores and search YLN. It is completely free. And of course, we have these weekly featured podcasts. And this week, we are featuring the Looseleaf Trio, who just released their debut album. It's called Word on the Street. So we'll begin with the title track from that album. We have the Looseleaf Trio on yourlocalnote.com.
Well, there's a burnt-down church at the edge of the road where everybody goes to pray. Dime bag swag, you want another bag, I'll get you one on the way. Down on the corner in the middle of the summer, if you're sweating and your pockets swell. A deep dish dubs, a trunk full of subs, a pocket full of golden shells. I'm a long way from home. The streets are lined with broken windows. The roof is caving in on me. The sky is full of open eyeballs. The light is shining on the street. That's the word on the street. Oh, word on the street. Gets around, sounds bounce off the ground, but my town won't talk, so I can't be found. It's the code of the streets, we don't talk to police. If you know the road, don't shit where you eat. So you better get the message in the sentence that I'm saying. There's a burnt down church where everybody's praying. Pray for the day that you see the light. The word on the street comes out at night. You're a long way from home. Streets are lined with broken windows. The roof is caving in on me. Shining on the street. Word on the street. That's the word on the street. Broken windows. My roof is caving in on me. Oh, the sky is full of open eyeballs. The light is shining on the street. Word on the street. Oh, word on the street.
That is Word on the Street. They are the Looseleaf Trio, and you're listening to yourlocalnote.com. Guys, thanks for coming into the studio to talk to us.
Thanks for having us.
Good to be here.
All right, let's introduce yourself and the role you play in the band.
My name is Rhett Tierney, and I play guitar.
You play some harmonica, too. My name is Keith Boehm. I play drums.
And I'm Andrew Napoli, and I play the bass.
All right, the Looseleaf Trio. Where did the concept for that name derive?
Well, all our songs come from a piece of loose leaf, so I guess that's where it all derives.
So that's what you were writing on at the very beginning.
Yeah.
All right, that's simple enough. Where did you guys meet and initially start playing together?
Well, we met about 10 years ago. I guess we were around like 13, 14 years old. I met both of these guys through, he's actually my second cousin, so.
Rhett is. Okay.
Rhett and I live 4 houses apart, or we used to back when we were younger, and we figured out each other that he played guitar and I played bass, so we started jamming, and then Keith came into the picture.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's always been the three of you guys.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. And you just released your debut album. It's called Word on the Street. The first song we heard was the title track. What can you tell us about that song?
That song actually was the last one to be written for the album, and it ended up being title track because we thought it was catchy, and we thought there was a concept behind that.
Yeah.
A loose concept.
I remember we decided that we wanted to do a full album, and we had one track left because we wanted 10 songs.
Right.
So we had one more song to write, and we came into practice one day, and Rhett had the song written on guitar, and then I slapped a bass line and a harmony in it. Keith put a drum line to it, and that was it.
What about that song, made you guys ultimately select that as the name of the album and the first track on the record?
I think the fact that it was one of the most unique songs and the most powerful on the album. So, and the title had a nice ring to it. So, thought we'd just use that.
Okay, sounds good. Let's get to know you guys a little bit better individually. What were some of your influences growing up that can be found in the music that you're playing individually? And we'll start with you, Rhett.
I'd have to say definitely a lot of Beatles, a lot of Bob Dylan, some reggae, and basically anything I heard was an influence, Any type of music I heard.
Is that some of the music you were growing up with? You heard your parents listening to?
I used to listen to a lot of hip hop too growing up.
Okay, so you use all of that?
Every type of music I heard, yeah.
Okay. Keith?
Well, I always liked jazz. I'm very influenced by jazz. Played in the high school jazz band, college, played jazz. And I also like a lot of funk music, like dancey funk music. I remember just being attracted to that ever since I was a little kid. I guess that's probably why I picked drums.
Okay.
I always liked rhythm and the beat of the music. And also, I like just straight ahead rock and roll. That's what I got into when I was in grade school when I first started listening to music. It was like, Led Zeppelin and stuff that I heard.
Sure.
Was just, wow, this music is great. So that kind of mix of those things I think are my main influences.
All right. And Andrew?
When I was about in 7th grade, I fell in love with the Beatles. And when I say I fell in love, that's all I listened to. That's all I did was look up Beatles stuff as much as I could find out about them.
Okay.
And so I started playing bass that Christmas. And specifically Paul McCartney influenced me.
Huh.
His harmony work and
right.
His bass playing, and in one song, Pretty Please, the harmonies were influenced purely by Brian Wilson, by the Beach Boys, because that was in the peak of my Beach Boy obsession.
Okay.
when I came up with those harmonies.
Okay, so. And you still kept them in the band? No, I'm kidding. No, that's interesting that you would be influenced by that, especially that's music that. Those bands were long gone by the time you started getting into the music, and it just shows you how strong that music is, because you're not the first band that we've talked to that would say that, oh yeah, Beatles definitely influenced us, and it just speaks how powerful they were as musicians and the influence they had not only on the generation they appealed to in the beginning, but to generations after that. Pretty cool. All right, let's go to the second song, which is called Thinking Time. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that song?
Keith?
Well, this is a song I wrote It was a few years ago. I just came back from a trip. It was like in New England, and it's basically all the things that happened and just ideas I had kind of just came out in this song when I came home by myself and was relaxing. You know, it was just I had some time to myself, so that's kind of I think the inspiration for the song. And I actually played it, recorded it for myself. Didn't really think anything of it, and then I brought it over to Rhett's house one day and just thought I'd show the guys, and from there on we
No, you didn't even. He didn't even show it to us on purpose. We were just going through we were going through the songs on his recording thing, and it came up, and right away I was, what is this? It's awesome.
That's nothing.
So you were hiding the song? You weren't confident in the song?
Actually, it wasn't hiding it. I just kind of made it for myself and didn't really think anything of it. So but then I was like, all right, this is kind of cool. So then we worked on it and we put it on the album.
A little fine tuning. Everyone contributes to fine tuning the song.
Yeah, it was the song was all there, and then we all put our heads together and made it into what it is.
All right, very cool. All right, the song is called Thinking Time. It's from the debut album of Looseleaf Trio. The debut album's name is Word on the Street, and you're listening to yourlocalnote.com.
Been on a long trip, seen the miles pass me by, ain't seen no fireflies. I had some thinking time. Now I'm back home again. Can't remember exactly when I left my home or how long it has been. Been through the sleet and snow. I didn't even know that I'd be wearing my coat so thin. But if I didn't have to try, I'd be back up on that horse again. Been through the rain and fog, had to swim till the early morn. Damn clothes so heavy, it's a sin. Resting alone inside, by the fire warm and dry. Been so long, but the flame's still alive. But if I didn't have to try, I'd be back up on that horse again. If I didn't have to try, I'd be back up on that horse again.
The name of the song is called Thinking Time from the album Word on the Street. We're hanging out with Looseleaf Trio. This is yourlocalnote.com. All right, guys, the album is new, Word on the Street. Let's talk about the process. The process you took in creating this album, and when did you start writing for this album?
We've been writing for a while. We've had songs for years before they got onto the album.
Yeah, it depends on the song. I mean, there's one song that we wrote when we were 14.
Okay. And then you fine-tuned it over the years?
We stumbled upon a video of us playing it, and it was really funny, and we actually like that.
Right,
Let's go back to that and use it.
Okay.
So we kind of tweaked it a little bit.
I was just going to ask, did you change it much? I mean, was there just a little bit that you liked, and then you made some adjustments around it? Or
just minor changes like lyrics.
Oh, okay.
And arrangement.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Is it safe to say then you still have some songs maybe ready to go for another album after you get done promoting this?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, and then you'll still continue the process of writing while you're still doing this.
Well, writing's kind of just like, it's not like we write to come up with an album. It's something that we all do just as, you know, a hobby and as a passion.
Okay.
So
you, all three of you contribute to, you'll write on your own and then bring it to the group, or?
Yeah, that's usually what happens.
Okay. You say, okay, I got this idea. What do you think? And since you've known each other so long, you're pretty comfortable saying yay or nay to it, right?
Yeah, exactly. Or sometimes we'll play together, practicing or jamming, and
Keith's really intimidating, though.
Keith is
He intimidates me.
So if he gives you a look, Andrew, you're like, okay, I'm going to stop. I don't
it
wanna...
can be hard.
Okay.
I'm our toughest critic.
Is there anybody outside the band that you sometimes go to not necessarily get ideas, but to sort of seek approval to?
Well, yeah, anyone who I'll be hanging out with, you know, I'll be singing songs, we'll be messing around, coming up with lyrics, laughing about them, and a song can come from that. A song can come from any conversation, you know.
Besides spontaneity, there's got to be some sort of inspiration to certain songs on the album. Is there a common place either one of you go to find inspiration, or where it just hits you that has made it into a song on this album?
There's a place.
Basically, anywhere, yeah. I can be anywhere. I could be walking down the street and something pops into my head, or I could be trying to write a song for an hour, you know, and nothing happens, you know.
Right.
It's just the mood, state of mind you're in.
So I guess it depends, too, on how long a song takes from start to finish. Some songs on here were easier than others.
Some songs pop right out. Other ones take a lot of hard work.
Yeah, one song off the album in particular, Wide Awake, that song, we didn't finish the arrangement until like the day the album was finished, almost, just about. And we started writing it like over 2 years ago. It's just one of those things, you know, like it constantly evolves.
Now that it's together, and you can take a step back and look at the final product, is there any common theme throughout these songs, or they're each their own?
There's a common theme. I mean, it's like I said, it's a loose concept album, so you can interpret each song, you know, to come back to the whole word on the street theme, you know?
Mm-hmm. Now, how long have you been playing? I mean, some of these songs that are on this album, you've been playing for a few years, some of them.
Yeah.
Right. How much of the feedback you get from a crowd helps you in determining which songs make it to the album, or which songs you might have to tweak a little bit more?
Oh, a lot. Because it comes, you know, if we play a new song and no one cheers, you know, we'll go back to the lab or we'll scratch it.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, the song on the album, Black Cadillac, that's always been a very strong fan favorite. So, and that song was actually one from our first acoustic demo, and that's the only one that made it onto the album, specifically because it's a fan favorite.
Okay, very cool. Where did you do the recording for this album?
Cambridge Sound Studios in Newtown.
Okay. And how was that experience for you guys over there?
It was great.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
A lot of fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Yeah.
Did you do a lot of your scratch tracks, you know, at home first, and then you went into the studio and?
A couple.
Yeah.
We actually recorded a couple tracks at a different studio before we recorded at Cambridge, and we kind of decided that it wasn't where we wanted to be, so we went and worked with someone else at Cambridge.
All right, let's go to the third song here on the album, on the podcast from the album, "Pretty Please." You had mentioned it earlier with your influences, Andrew. What can you tell us about the lyrics, what the song's about?
Okay. The song is basically about not knowing whether you want to be in a relationship with a girl, but, you know, you want her to come back to your house with you, basically.
Yeah. You're
very
in
blunt.
between.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't have a girlfriend, but I know a
Just
girl
to
that
talk.
would be upset if she heard me tell you that. That sort of in between. Got it.
Yeah.
All right, we're talking with Looseleaf Trio, and this debut album of theirs, it's brand new. They were just at the Grape Room for their record release party. The song is called Pretty Please, and this is yourlocalnote.com.
Touch me, tell me that you're mine, and tell me I'll be doing fine out on my own, so I should go, leave me alone. Watch Step inside this book of love with me. Or maybe I will bring you to your knees. Will you come on home with me? Oh, pretty please. Oh, pretty please. Tell me that you'll be on your own, not far from home. You'll be alone. You'll be the only girl that I will never see. Show me that you have lost your way, and that the only place to stay is here with me, the only place I wanna be. Baby, why don't you just come inside for tea? Step inside this book of love with me. Or maybe I will bring you to your knees. Will you come on home with me? Oh, pretty please. Oh, pretty please. Baby, why don't you just come inside for tea? Step inside this book of love with me. Or maybe I will bring you to your knees. Will you come on home with me? Oh, pretty please. Oh, pretty please.
That is Pretty Please. They are the Looseleaf Trio, and this is yourlocalnote.com. We were just talking about being in the studio, recording this brand new album that you just released. Tell us a little bit more about the recording process. Did you work with other people? How much did the producer have say into what the final product is here?
Well, we worked with Jim Salomone from Cambridge Studios, who owns the studio. Josh Friedman, who was an engineer and close friend of ours, and Todd McKay, which I hope he's not listening to this right now,
He will
who actually did the most work on our album, and he basically produced it with us.
He was very open and understanding. Like, working with him was very easy because he really didn't. He wasn't like overbearing or anything at all. He would just say a few words like, "Would you like to try this?" And usually, whatever he had to say was spot on.
Really,
and that just puts you in the right mindset. You go in and you do it. And we were always happy with what he did to what we recorded.
The first time I picked him up from the train station to go to the studio, he was wearing a Beatles shirt, and I knew we were going to get along. And it was great because he really does listen to the same music as us, and we were always on the same page, like he said. He was always there with a good suggestion when we needed one.
Now, going into the studio, you're obviously open to those kind of suggestions. Did you know on certain songs you might need a certain extra and asking them for their input?
Well, it basically came down to that point where, some songs came together and some songs needed a certain something. Mm-hmm. And they would put in their 2 cents, and then we would figure it out, what it was missing. Mm-hmm. And then
and we
get to the finished product.
We decided that we needed some keyboards and organ on a few songs, so Todd had the idea to get our friend Jake in the studio, Jake Hager, who is a good friend of ours, and he's a hell of a musician, and he helped us out on 5 tracks on the album.
Excellent. Now, how much fun is it to play these songs now that it's the finished product, it's done? How much fun is it to play these songs live?
It's
awesome.
Great. That's the best way to play them.
Yeah.
but the thing is,
that was pretty. It was pretty sharp there, Mike.
But we've also been playing a lot of them before we went into the studio. So there's a few that really came together in the studio.
Did you have an idea?
Play now.
Did you have an idea from performing which songs you wanted on the album, what songs you didn't want on the album?
Yeah, we had a pretty good idea.
So it's not like you had, okay, we got 30 songs now. What are we going to do? We're going to have to whittle that. You pretty much had it pretty
Yeah, we
down?
kind of just came in. It was kind of spontaneous, actually. Like, we record 5 this day. What 5 you want to do? We threw 5 down, and then the next day we had 5 left.
Did you all 3 of you have to say, okay, this song's going on the album, or was it just
They never listened to me. Yeah, it was. I mean, it's if one of us is really opposed to something, we won't do it. But usually we're all in agreement.
Okay. Going back to your live show, if someone has never seen you, what would they expect from a Looseleaf Trio show? What can they expect?
A show that's easy to dance to with a lot of different styles of music.
Okay. Do you
a lot of energy on stage?
Yeah.
Do you change the shows up? Do you start with the same songs all the time? Or
Nah, we don't even write set lists. We just improvise. Yeah. We just kind of play the crowd as we go.
We play acoustic shows as well as electric. So
okay, and then so if you're in a certain mood, you guys will be like, okay, let's play this song.
Yeah, definitely.
That's exactly how it goes.
That's for like really nervous. Then for like a show, like, all right, we have to write down this song.
Yeah.
So we don't like. But that's only very, very rarely.
Yeah.
Okay.
So rare.
Very cool. Let's talk about some of your upcoming shows. What do you guys have? Where can people see you?
We'll be at Triumph Brewery in Old City for New Year's.
Okay.
New Year's Eve party.
All right. That's a big show.
Yes, sir.
You may want to write down your playlist there.
Yeah,
that's the show we'll be writing our playlist.
Just kidding. Okay. Okay. Just let it rip, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So New Year's Eve, you're going to be there, and then where are you going to? Anything before that?
December 14th at Spectrum Grill and Xfinity Live.
Oh, very cool.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay. And is that a full band or is that acoustic?
That's going to be an acoustic set.
Okay. What's the difference between? I obviously know what the difference is, but I mean, with an acoustic show, what kind of approach do you have? A different approach than what you do when you're?
Yeah.
And what is it?
Well, the main difference is basically Keith plays a djembe and a cajon at the same time.
Okay.
With a tambourine.
The cajon is the box instrument.
it's
the thing that looks like a box that you sit on.
Yep.
So we can play a mellow acoustic set, or like with all that percussion he's got, we can get people dancing too.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. So I this may be a dumb question, but I mean, what do you prefer, or do you enjoy both types of shows?
Well, I prefer when we go into the place with the right set. If we go,
okay, all right,
we can go into some place where we're playing acoustic and we should have played electric or vice versa. So
who makes that call?
We kind of just pick if we know the venue. We'll figure this is better for electric.
So it depends on the venue.
Yeah, there's definitely. Oh yeah, it depends on the venue itself, because a lot of places we play at are small, and a lot of places are big, open, that people are expecting loud music. That's another thing, is what the crowd's expecting.
Okay. So if you look at the other bands you're playing with, and if they're going loud, you guys are gonna just say, okay.
If there is another band.
Okay.
If not, we kind of got to make the decision on our own.
Very nice. Okay.
Hit or miss.
All right, guys. Where can people get your music? Looseleaf Trio. What's where sites?
As of today, our album Word on the Street is available on iTunes and cdbaby.com.
Okay.
And
Facebook page. You guys got a Facebook page?
We have a Facebook page which has our old demo on it, as well as one song from the album.
Okay, but people can find out more about you on the Facebook page.
Yes.
Yeah.
Find out where you're playing and stuff.
All
like
the
that.
good stuff.
And they can always
Reverb Nation also.
And also your localnote.com. They can find out where you're playing there too. Just had to throw a plug in. Sorry, guys. All right, very cool. Let's talk about the final song here. It's All in Your Head. What is that about?
Well, that's the one that we saw the video from 2004. And when I look back, I noticed that the lyrics didn't make any sense, because I was probably like 12 years old and just throwing a melody over it. And I tried to write lyrics for it for a couple months, and I figured I'm just going to write new lyrics that don't make sense as well, because I tried so hard to make them make sense.
Right.
So I just reverted back to the old ones and kind of changed some sentences around.
So the song sounded better when the lyrics didn't really make sense.
Definitely, when they mess with your head. You know,
So people can interpret what the true meaning of the song is. It can mean
Maybe
it
there
means
is a
whatever
true meaning.
they want it to mean. It's all
Exactly.
in their head.
exactly.
You know, it's self-explanatory.
All right, very cool, guys. Thank you so much for hanging with us. We
No
really
problem.
appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
And looking forward to seeing you guys live, and also seeing some more stuff coming from you guys. The debut album is called Word on the Street. It's Looseleaf Trio. Yes. Oh.
Just making noises.
Yeah, boy. It's just representing.
Very cool. All right. Once again, it's Word on the Street. That's the debut album from Looseleaf Trio. And we'll get to their last song in just a second. We just want to remind you, coming up next week, we'll have a brand new podcast. And as always, you can get in touch with us. Let us know what you think of the podcast, this podcast, and the site in general. It is contact@yourlocalnote.com. Let us know what you think. And you can also contact us by text 612-502-6614. That's 612-502-6614. All right. Again, thanks, guys. And we'll be back again next week. This is called It's All in Your Head from Looseleaf Trio. This is yourlocalnote.com.
Yeah, I live in your town. Yeah, I'm always rhyming. Yeah, I wear my hair straight and my eyes are shaped like planets. Yeah, I don't like people, but I love their faces. And as I strut out of bed, I'm blinded by the mirror. You cannot fall if you're drinking alcohol in bed. Just keep all of your thoughts all in your head. Oh, it goes all in your head. Once again now, it's all in your mind. See what you find. My clothes are broken and my brain is open, and it's time to give them back to my best friend. He understands me, but she just commands me to do the things she wants me not to do. Life's an illusion, a mass confusion. So keep on using me to find out you're human. Here we go, it's all in your head. It's all in your brain. There's nothing I can explain. It's all in your head. Ooh, in your head, you're gonna find a way. It's all in